A man once lost everything: his job, his money, even the people he trusted. And the craziest part? It was all part of God's plan. Jake sat alone in his car at 2 a.m. Rain hitting the windshield, phone battery on 1%, bank account, negative $12. Yeah, life was cooked. 3 months earlier, everything looked perfect. Nice apartment, good salary, beautiful girlfriend. Life felt straight out of a movie. Then boom, the company fired him overnight. No budget cuts, they said. Just like that. Gone. Jake laughed at first. He thought God was testing him. But days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. No calls, no interviews, nothing. His girl left too. Said he was too broken. That line hit deep. One night, Jake looked up and said, "God, why me?" No answer, just silence. And honestly, that silence hurt more than the pain. A few days later, Jake got his final rejection email. He snapped. He punched the steering wheel so hard his hand started bleeding. I did everything right. I prayed. I worked hard. So why ruin my life? At that moment, his car suddenly died in the middle of nowhere. Perfect. Now even the car gave up too. Jake stepped outside frustrated. Cold wind, empty road, no people around. Then, headlights appeared. An old man in a pickup truck stopped beside him. "You all right, son?" Jake sighed. "Not really." The old man smiled. "Hop in." Jake hesitated, but he got in. They drove in silence for a minute. Then the old man asked, "You believe in God?" Jake laughed. "Honestly, I don't even know anymore." The old man nodded slowly. Then he said something Jake would never forget. Sometimes God removes people from your life because he heard conversations you didn't. Jake went quiet. The old man continued. Sometimes the delay is protection. Sometimes losing is saving. That line hit different. When they reached the gas station, Jake turned to thank him, but the old man was staring straight ahead. "You know," he said softly, "my son used to ask God the same questions." Jake swallowed hard. "What happened to him?" The old man smiled sadly. "He died." Silence. "He was supposed to board a flight years ago, but he missed it because he got fired that same morning." Jake frowned. The old man continued. "That flight crashed." Jake's heart dropped, and from that day on, I stopped questioning God's delays. Boom. Jake felt chills all over his body. For the first time in months, he realized something. Maybe his life wasn't falling apart. Maybe it was being redirected. A week later, Jake got a random call. A small startup wanted to interview him. Nothing crazy. Tiny office. Tiny team. But he took it. 3 years later, that startup became a multi-million-dollar company. And Jake became a partner. The same people who ignored him now begged for his attention. Funny how life works. But the biggest twist, Jake later found out the company that fired him went bankrupt, completely destroyed. If he had stayed there, he would have lost everything anyway. That night in the rain, he thought God abandoned him, but God was actually protecting him. See, sometimes life breaks your plans because God saw a future you couldn't see. So if life feels unfair right now, if doors keep closing, if everything feels delayed, don't panic. God's plan hits different. And one day, you'll look back and realize the thing that broke you was actually the thing that saved you. Never doubt God's plan.